Now, a Jimmy Mathis exclusive, The Stone Zone, featuring Roger Stone, veteran of 30 years in politics and 9 presidential campaigns, including Richard Nixon, Ronald Reagan, and Donald Trump. Here is Jimmy Mathis on WBAL News Radio 1090 and the WBAL app.
Welcome back to the Jimmy Mathis Show, with you till 10 o'clock every Sunday at 9:30. Tune in for The Stone Zone. Former Donald Trump top advisor Roger Stone joins the program right now. Good morning, Roger. How you doing, sir?
Delighted to be with you, as always, Jimmy.
Always a pleasure. Thank you very much. This program and note, we have you scheduled to come into town, actually, on May 27th for a book signing at Bread and Circuses, so it'll be a great opportunity for the listeners to get a chance to meet you, and it'll be a good opportunity for me to spend some more time with you. A lot of topics to rip and roll through here, starting with, I guess, the tension that is obviously growing between the United States and North Korea. What, if any, response do you think we'll have, and what is the timetable for that?
Well, the good news, I think, is that President Trump's initiatives seem to be bearing fruit in terms of getting the Chinese to step to the plate here and control their rogue state colleagues. This is clear from a couple things, but if you saw roughly 10 days ago, the North Koreans returned an enormous, the Chinese returned an enormous shipment of coal from North Korea,
right.
Canceled the shipment, and then bought it from U.S.-based purveyors. This is a very, very good sign. The Chinese, as you know, are very much about symbolism. It now appears to me that they are going to use their influence to try to get the North Koreans to stand down. This is a big step, meaning that they've made a decision to come into the Brotherhood of Nations. They're going to have to stop their currency manipulation. They're going to have to stop stealing our technology through pirating and internet pirating particularly.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to have to start playing by some rules, but the upside is enormous. Donald Trump could make them a full trading partner, and both of our countries could get very prosperous off of it.
Well, and this is significant when it comes to North Korea. Coal is North Korea's largest export.
Yeah, I think it may be their only export,
right.
Given the craziness that is in that country. This is an extraordinary leader who is unlike anybody else we've come up against in the sense that he's irrational. I don't think he'd have any trouble laying waste to millions of his own people, hundreds of thousands of his own people, if he had such a whim. This guy is truly mentally unbalanced, and I think Trump, unlike his predecessor, is not going to draw a line in the sand and then watch the North Korean leader cross it. He is going to do what he did in Syria. I think that was the whole point of Syria in retrospect.
Talking to Roger Stone, former Donald Trump top advisor. Mr. Stone, former White House official coming out earlier in the week saying that you were instrumental in the hiring of Paul Manafort. Just your response to that?
Yeah, that is not technically true. I am among those who recommended Paul Manafort to Donald Trump. And the truth is, and it's easy to overlook this at this point, but had he not come into the campaign when he did and taken over the convention operation, there's a high probability that the nomination would have been hijacked from the eventual nominee. I think it's highly probable that Donald Trump could have lost that nomination. It's easy now to look back at it after victory and say, it was all a natural phenomena. But I'm not saying that Trump didn't get himself nominated. He did.
Sure.
But Manafort did an extraordinary job for him.
And just looking inside the White House right now, you look at the turmoil with Mr. Bannon, and there seems to be some, inner office conflicts, if you will, just sort of the state of the Trump administration right now as he gets ready to look at 100 days in office.
It's a very real problem. I mean, I'm disturbed by the declaration by the CIA director, Mr. Pompeo, that Julian Assange is a Russian asset. I don't believe he is. I don't think there's any evidence that he is. Now we hear that the Justice Department is considering an indictment of Assange over something related to the Manning document thefts. Talk about ancient history.
Right.
I'm not sure what the point of that is, other than maybe overcompensation. But it's pretty clear after Syria that Donald Trump is not in bed with the Russians, and that whole narrative appears to be dying before our very eyes.
And Pompeo, you have asked for his resignation in the past, and are you doubling down on that?
Absolutely. He should be given a reasonable amount of time to produce evidence that would hold up in court that shows that Assange is a Russian asset. If he cannot do so, and Jimmy, I'm telling you, he cannot do so, then he ought to resign. This tells me that he's been co-opted by the establishment bureaucrats at the CIA who have a long track record, whether it is Benghazi or whether it is rendition or whether it is weapons of mass destruction. They have consistently been wrong. On Monday, I have a long piece on the history of deception by the CIA, which will be up at stonecoldtruth.com.
When is the Tribeca Film Festival? When's your documentary coming out?
That is actually the documentary premieres tonight at 5:30 at the Tribeca Film Festival. I'll be walking the red carpet. I'm taking Kimberly Guilfoyle with me as my escort for the evening because Mrs. Stone is incapacitated, was not able to go. And I'm very excited about it. I have not seen the documentary yet. I've only seen the trailer, and I urge your readers to go, or your listeners, pardon me, to go watch the trailer. It's Get Me, Roger Stone is the name of this incredible film.
How have you not seen this? This is 5 years in the making, isn't it?
It is, but remember, I'm just the subject. I'm not one of the producers, so
Okay.
I have to play by the rules.
Well, the trailer is awesome. We're going to tweet that out right now at Jimmy Mathis Show. Rick Vash from Towson University. Rogers in studio with me. He wanted to get one question in with you, Rick.
Hello, Mr. Stone. Let me ask you a quick question.
Sure.
CNN reports that a U.S. citizen has been detained in North Korea. You view this as a test of Donald Trump? Is this a way to see exactly how serious he is about his newly aggressive position toward them? And what do you think will happen?
That's what it appears to be to me, and I think that they will regret having tested the new president. These people maybe are playing by the old rules. Perhaps they think Washington is going to be the pitiful giant it was previously, but that's not the Donald Trump I know.
Quickly, Roger, two more questions, and I'll let you go. First of all, obviously, we're looking at another continuing resolution. We're coming up on the debt ceiling once again. For there to be any type of government shutdown with the Republicans controlling both houses and the White House be significant. You got to go back, I believe, almost 60 years for that to have happened. What does this say as far as the state of the Republican Party, I guess, right now? And do you see a possibility of a short temporary shutdown, or do they work all this through via another CR?
Well, I think they're going to end up working it through another CR because they suffered so badly from the shutdown under Newt Gingrich. It's kind of left a permanent scar. But the Republican Party today is badly divided. And the truth is that the great danger for the president's program comes not from liberal Democrats, but from his own party, from establishment Republicans.
And also, as Donald Trump is knocking on the door of 100 days in office, that's a benchmark that the media looks at. Obviously, how would you critique and rate the first 100 days of his administration?
I think he probably gets a B+. The economic numbers are very impressive. In the beginning, of course, it was just consumer confidence and manufacturing sector confidence and so on. But now it's actual numbers, real numbers. And we've seen joblessness down. We've seen job creation up by the largest single increase in any quarter in 10 years. Clearly, his policies are beginning to bear fruit. So I think he doesn't get the credit for that he needs, but the Chinese are helping us on North Korea, probably our number one problem in the world. We have just knocked the Syrians back. We have, in the departments and through executive order, he's repealed a great number of anti-job regulations. I think it'll take some time for these to manifest themselves. But so far, so good. I think he's doing great.
Roger Stone, the website stonecoldtruth.com. Your new book, The Making of a President. Roger, we're going to have you here on the 27th. How can people get the book?
Right now, you could go to Amazon.com, or you could go to BarnesandNoble.com, or you could go to RogerStone.com, or you could go to StoneColdTruth.com. It'd be available in all those places. Good
stuff. And you can hear Roger Stone every Sunday at 9:30 for the Stone Zone here on the Jimmy Mathis Show. Roger, looking forward to seeing you soon. Be safe.
Many thanks, Jimmy.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Roger Stone, 9:46. You're listening to the Jimmy Mathis Show on WBL News Radio 1090.